Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Kingdom's Queens podcast. Jodi and I are officially in season 3, and we're so excited to be with you guys. It's been a hot minute. It's been since pretty much we won the Super Bowl. So we have a lot to catch up on, but is there anything you want to say, Jodi, before we dive into it?
I am just so excited that we have made it to season 3 of Kingdom Queens. Do you remember when we first started this platform? Many moons ago. If we're in season 3 for our podcast, that means we're getting ready to be in season 3 of the NFL season.
Which I'm so excited about. I'm so excited. And what's so crazy is our podcast has been going for 2 seasons, and those 2 seasons, we've won the Super Bowl both years. So it's we haven't had a shortage of content for that. Which is
all we do is win, Lexi. All we do is win. That's all we know. All we do is win. No, it's super great to be back. I know we both really missed being behind the mic.
Like you said, I'm so excited to be back. It's been a minute.
I know, right? I'm like, we took a break.
Boss for showing up. We love you.
I know. Whole bunch of family pulling up in the building. Hey, y'all. We missed y'all. So glad y'all are back.
We did.
Go ahead and get into it, because not only do we have a lot to talk about Chiefs related, of course, we're starting season 3 with a special guest.
There's a lot to talk about season 3, Chiefs related, which we're going to get into throughout this podcast. But first and foremost, we are so excited to have Nazeeh Johnson's mom, Kisha, join us tonight. She is an open book. She is ready to talk. She is an NFL mama, and we are just so excited to have her on with us tonight. I can't imagine the stuff that she has been through with being an NFL mom and going through everything. So we're just so excited to have her on with us. So welcome up to the stage, Miss Kisha.
Thank you for having me. How you guys doing?
Amazing. We just love you. I don't think you realize how much we love you.
I love her energy too. If you guys don't follow her on Twitter, you need to follow her, because she's always dancing and just having fun on She's such a good follower, so okay. Good energy.
Thank you. I like to have fun. Life is too short.
That's it.
Just so everybody knows, the way we met Miss Kisha was through Twitter Spaces. So we know a lot of y'all on here. Y'all are on social media and y'all are on Twitter. And we know that y'all are in spaces carrying it on and acting up. She be in there doing the same thing. And I was like, oh my God. I feel like I met my soulmate. I love her so much. Yes. She's always supporting Chiefs Kingdom, and it is just amazing. So I want you to know that we love you as a community as much as you love us too. So
Thank you. That means a lot. Especially because I live in Virginia. So to get the support from Kansas City to Virginia, it's nothing but love over here. Nothing but love.
Oh, we got a lot of fans.
Maybe an initial question that I didn't even put on the docket, but who did you have an NFL team before Nazeeh joined the Chiefs? I'm afraid to ask, but I have to ask.
I did.
It's okay.
I did. And see, when I was coming up, they were called the Redskins. They're now the Commanders.
Oh, okay.
I love that.
I'm hoping nobody's hearing this, but I'm sure you are. But yeah, that was my team.
I mean, you live in Virginia. I get it.
We get it.
Yeah,
I get it.
Yeah.
Well, and there's a whole bunch of teams right there in that little cluster too. You know what I mean? There's a lot that you get.
Because I'm in the DMV area. See, you have Baltimore Ravens. You know what I mean? So you have Philly. So it just depends on. But I grew up in Virginia, so the closest thing to me was Washington.
So that makes sense. I'm not gonna be mad at that. I can't be mad at that. So
now I'm a Chiefs girl. I'm a Chiefs mama. So
welcome to the kingdom. No. We love it over here. Welcome to the winning side.
I love it too.
Welcome to the winning side. So me and Lexi have probably 1,000 questions that we want to ask you. So we're just gonna go ahead and dive into it.
Sure.
To all the listeners, shout out to y'all on YouTube. It's up to 175 people on YouTube. Or Twitter, whatever. If y'all have questions, please put them in the chat, and we will definitely ask Mama those questions as well.
183 on YouTube, 132 on Twitter. So
it's a good time over here. It's a good welcome back. I see y'all. So Lexi, let's go ahead and get into it. You want to start with the first question or me?
You go for it.
So, okay, Mama, I want to know. Tell us like about yourself. What we know you have an amazing son, and we want to hear about him too. But we really want to know, like, what's Miss Kisha like? She laughs.
Um, well, I grew up in Virginia. Like I said, I'm 47. Altogether, I have 6 kids. My oldest is 25, which is Nazeeh. My youngest is 17. I played sports in high school. I played sports in elementary school, junior high. I played basketball. I did track. I did softball. So sports was something that I always did, always done. I was a tomboy. I grew up a tomboy. So I played football on the concrete and the grass, dirt. I get dirty. I'm not a girly girl. You know what I mean? So
I feel that.
I went to school and became a nurse. So I've been a nurse now for 23 years. I love it.
Amazing.
Love it. I love it. I love it. It wasn't always easy, but I love it. I love it now. Let me see. Let me explain. Let me set you guys up in a situation so you guys, because now it's good. Before then it was I was the mom that was low income. I was on food stamps, Section 8. I was a single mom. And for my kids to be able to, I wanted a good education. I wanted to make sure they had everything I didn't have. Right. So I pulled all of me into them. So what I did was I set myself back and made sure they had everything before I even worried about myself. Even still now, even though they're grown, I'd still do this. I would always put them first, period. So when it came to my kids and them wanting to be successful, we started at 4 or 5 talking about, let's talk about school. Let's talk about what you want to be. That's what I instilled in my kids, because my thing was I was taught to work for somebody, retired, that type of thing, instead of working for myself. So I want to instill, you work for yourself, make your own money, be your own person. You don't have to work for nobody. I've been doing that for the last 23 years. I'm getting ready to stop that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And work for myself. So
I love that.
Good for you.
I love my family. I'm a big family person.
I love that.
I love my kids. As you can see, I'm always talking about them on Twitter, social media. Like that's what drives me. That's what pushes me. That's what still pushes me. And it's always going to push me. When like I said, I was low income. And actually, that's how I actually got my nursing degree. I was in a program in Virginia where it was low income moms. They helped you go to school.
That's incredible.
They pay for my program.
That's amazing.
All I had to do was pass. And I ended up passing with flying colors. I passed with honors, graduated. And here I am. I've been a nurse for 23 years. I'm now a unit manager at Hagerstown Healthcare.
Amazing.
And killing it. I've been married now for 19 years, going on it'll be 19 years in June.
Is that your husband in the comments?
Probably so.
I think this is him.
Hi, Brian.
Yes. That's my right hand.
Yes. I'm like, is that him in the comments?
19 years. Congratulations. That's
you know what? I don't know how you can rub some of that on my hand through the screen, but
same.
Listen, when he came into our lives, he came into my life when my kids, I was a single mom before. So my kids were 4, 5, and 6.
Oh, blessing.
And now they're 25, 24, and 23. And now we got 6. So I have no complaints. I'm blessed all the way around.
Oh, that's
First of all, you don't look 47. One.
I was going to say, my gosh.
How the heck did you have 6 kids? Like, what?
Well, I actually have 4, but I added some, but it's okay.
No, and that's amazing. That's amazing. No, that's great. I love that. Thank you so much for being vulnerable and trusting us enough with your story, because a lot of people don't do that. So that really means a lot to me and Lexi for sure. So thank you.
Absolutely. And I just love hearing about that. I love how much you love your family, and that's amazing. And congratulations on all of that. And
thank you.
Becoming a nurse and doing great things for your community. And being a nurse is such a thankless job. I have some of my best friends are nurses, and I know what they go through. And I've had my sister was in the hospital before, and nurses are just amazing. So thank you for doing that. And that's awesome. So
thank you.
So diving a little bit into football, I guess, on that side of things. I don't know. So obviously, Nazeeh Johnson, he is a Chief, a Kansas City Chief. Do any of your other kids play football, or is it just Nazeeh?
My son Tremel, he actually played football and basketball in college. He actually plays on a semi-pro team, the Virginia Valley Vipers out here in Winchester.
Okay,
Nice.
Pro team. That's my other baby.
Nice.
That's awesome.
And so they travel a lot too. I have a few friends who play semi-pro ball as well, and it's like they have that same crazy hectic schedule as well. So they put that work in also.
Yes, and he has a regular life because he also has he's a computer software engineer in cybersecurity. So he also works. So it's not like he's just doing that.
Yeah, God bless. Well. I mean, if we've learned nothing in these first 11 minutes and 29 seconds, you've taught your kids how to hustle. They get it from their mama.
Yeah, right.
I'm like, if we and the husband just said you play in the women's league there, so I know that's not next on the list of questions. But what?
She's like,
wow.
He plays in the women's league.
I do.
He's calling you out. So now you got to
talk about it.
So cool.
Let me tell you how that happened, though. My daughter, I went to go watch my daughter play because it's my daughter's league that I went to go and see her play. Because they only had 4 people, she was like, Mom. I was like, I ain't been up and down the court now. I don't know how long. Are you really sure? She was like, yeah. Yep. So now I'm on the team.
So what position do you play?
That's fun.
What position are you playing?
See, when I played in high school, I was a big, which was crazy because I was like probably the shortest person on the team, but I could jump. I have hops. Mm-hmm. So because of that, I'm usually I play wherever they need me to play. But I'm too old to be playing. Them girls is 23 and under had me going up and down the court. I swear I thought I pulled a hamstring. But I was out there balling though. I had 10 points though, y'all. I had 10 points.
I know, that's right.
So I'm doing a little something.
I love that.
A little something.
Okay, and that's okay that they are whatever the age, because you at least know how to nurse yourself back to health if you did pull something.
Ice bath, Epsom salt, Bengay, biofreeze.
Oh my God. Okay, I'm cracking up. All right, let me get back on track. I'm sorry. I definitely derailed the conversation. I'm sorry. So Nazeeh went to Marshall. How was the experience there?
It was wonderful. Except for when he first got there, because when he went, he was a redshirt freshman. So, to have somebody come from high school, being a star player, coming to Marshall, and you're sitting and he's looking at everybody else. He's like, Mom, I want to play. Mom, want to play. Yeah, and I'm like, listen, to try to get a kid to stay and not leave, because he was like, Mom, listen, if I'll go to JUCO and then I'll get a scholarship from JUCO. And I'm like, if I'm paying, you staying.
Yeah.
That's the way that pretty much went. So he loved going to Marshall. He loved Marshall. So it was kind of funny when he kept saying, Mom, come on, Mom. And I was like, I said, listen, this is what you do. Come spring ball, show out. That's all you can do. Spring ball. Because I've been dealing with them in football since he was 5 years old. I even coached Little League I coached one team in Little League in Clark County when my kids were small. So knowing football, I had to learn it because me and Nazeeh, since he was 5, he would talk to me about stuff and I had to know what he was talking about. I couldn't be like, but I had to know what was going on.
Well, and the rules are so different from being 5 to being 12 to being 18 to in college to the NFL. Like the rules are completely different. And
Marshall was no joke for him. And Marshall was no joke.
We should ask, when did Nazeeh know that he really wanted to start playing football?
When he was 5.
Dang, okay.
He started at 5. At 5 years old, he told me.
Did he always want to be a defender, or did he? I feel like everyone kind of moves around the board. So.
He played both sides of the ball in high school. They play both sides of the ball in high school. Yeah. So when he went to Marshall, he originally was going for offense. So then when I talked to him again, he was like, yeah, Ma, I'm tired of getting hit. I'm gonna start hitting people. So I was like, I'm going defense. I was like, okay. But then he was like, then he explained it to me. He said, the rationale is, he said, listen, a lot of times offense is not on the field as long. Yeah. Defense is.
Yeah.
I said, okay, that makes sense. And I said, do you? I'm a whatever you do, I got you. And he excelled in that position as a safety at Marshall and nickel at Marshall. So he did his thing. He was there because he earned his scholarship as a walk-on. It wasn't given to him because he had he even had no stars or anything coming into Marshall.
That's what I was gonna ask you. So you said that he went there, you paid for it. He was a redshirt freshman, right? When did he get to that next level? Like, when did he transition into being either a starter or getting that scholarship at Marshall? When did that transition happen?
His second year there.
So it was going into his sophomore year.
Correct. Okay. Going into his sophomore year, he ended up being a redshirt freshman going into his sophomore year. So he was a sophomore in the classroom, but a freshman on the football field.
Amazing.
And things changed for him. He was doing special teams. I know it was a 70. I think it was a 75th game. He actually had a club on his hand because he had broken a finger or something. And you know, when you break a finger, they cast you all the way up.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And he had caught that pick playing, I think it was WKU, Western Kentucky. And he ran it back for a pick six.
With the cast on his hand.
Because he caught it up here and he took off. And that's what started it. That's ever since then, he was a starter for Marshall since then.
That's awesome.
So was he a receiver and then transitioned to a safety? A nickel?
He's always played defense. Since
he's always okay. I thought you said
he's always played defense in college. In high school, he played both. Okay. He played both sides. He was because in high school he was running back. Yeah. He was everything in high school.
I do think that's so common for kids now. Is like they start in high school, they'll play both sides of the ball, and then they'll decide. Like my sister's husband, he played for Arkansas University, and he was actually their punter. And he has a whole kind of crazy story. He ended up having an eye surgery go wrong while he was in college, and ended up going like mostly blind. So he wasn't, and like he couldn't play in the NFL after that. Oh, wow. But he actually grew up with our punter Tommy Townsend, so he knew him really well.
He's not our punter anymore.
Okay. Well, our old punter.
Right, because he's
story. I'm like sad story.
No, and so he would tell me like even before he played punter, he played like linebacker, he played quarterback. Like these kids are all over the field before they really figure out where they want to be.
What they want to exactly.
So I do think that's interesting. But it seems like Nazeeh is doing really well as
clearly
back and as a
baller. Yeah.
I do want to ask you. I want to get a little bit into, because we don't get to hear about this often from like a parent's side.
Sure.
So draft talk. I want to hear a little bit about what the draft process was like for you guys. And I know he was a 7th round pick. I think he went 259th in the 7th round.
Correct.
Just what that was like. Like, I know you probably weren't expecting him to go 1st or 2nd round, right? So maybe you thought it would be later on in the draft. Like, did you know how late on it would be?
What teams were he interviewing with? Where did you think he was gonna go?
I want to hear the whole process.
Well, I know he met with Washington because Washington is local, so I know he met with them. The Chiefs, the Giants, and I want to say Green Bay, and I think it was a couple other teams, and I can't think of the other ones right offhand. But the draft process, when I tell you, is stressful. Because this is what me and Dad always said. Me and his dad always said. We knew he was gonna go. We just didn't know when. Me, I would say 1 through the 3. That'd be me, because I'm mom. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
So waiting until the 7th round and to hear his name be called at the 259 pick, my heart hit the floor. Oh. When I tell you, because he got the call. And he told his brother to run downstairs, and he was like, Mom, turn the TV on. I turned the TV on, and it's somebody else's face, no name. And I'm like, that's not Nazeeh. I'm like, why am I turning the TV on? Like, I'm already getting not flustered, but I'm like, come on, man. I'm praying. Like, I was like, come on, I know we got this.
It's day 3.
Yeah. So then I looked up, then I see his picture, then I see his name, and we just started screaming. It was the best feeling ever. And he was just a smiling, because he got them dimples, that big old smile, just to see the look on his face.
Oh,
made me understand everything he worked so hard for, because this was his dream since he was 5. He told me since he was 5 he was going. He's like, Mom, I'm going into the league, and we have never doubted him once.
I love that so much.
That's amazing.
I think there's like, obviously I love football season and that whole part of it, but my favorite part of the off season is draft day, when you get to see these kids. I don't care what day it is. I don't care if they're the first pick or the last pick, like seeing their faces, seeing the families' reactions. I mean, we had Isaiah Pacheco they were the same draft class, right?
Or yes. Both 7th round.
Both 7th round.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I just like seeing the excitement on these families' faces. Like, it makes me cry every single time. I'll never get tired of it.
Well, and so I guess like a question that I have based around draft was like, where did y'all think he was gonna fall in the draft? Did you think he would go maybe in the 5th or the 6th round, or did you
That's
think
what I was thinking. I was thinking maybe the 4th to the 6th round. I didn't know 7th round. And then when you started getting towards the end, I was sitting there looking, and by this time I was kind of fiddling around, because I'm like, okay, what's going on? Because my mind is racing at this point.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I'm not too concerned, because I knew either way, whether, to be honest with you, I felt like whether drafted or not, he was going to be in the league.
Yeah.
So whether he was drafted or as a free agent, he was going to be there.
Right.
I was going to be somebody's NFL mom or somebody's NFL team.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Well, it's such an honor just to even be drafted. I mean, there are so many UDFAs that, I mean, there are a lot of
God bless
very successful undrafted free agents, right? That like go undrafted and go on to be really successful.
Absolutely.
I mean, you look at even freaking Tom Brady, who was like 6th round. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't
Brock
really
Purdy
drafted. Like, as long as
literally Brock Purdy.
Correct. As long as this is what I tell people, because I always was seeing comments and people would say, "Oh, he was 200 something in the 7th round." And I said, "But you don't realize." I tell people they know what they got though, because wait till he hit the field, and when he hit the field, all eyes.
2-time Super Bowl champion. Like, I don't know what else to say besides that. He got 2 rings.
Going on his 3rd year too. Who can do that? Going on your 3rd year, you a 2-time Super Bowl champion.
Now I want to talk about the 2022 year. We got to get into because
the 2022 draft was just incredible.
The draft was incredible, and I think even. And I love our 2023 draft class, but the 2022 draft class was incredibly special. Every guy on that draft class has been able to come in here and make some type of an impact that has been insane. And, I think one thing me and Lexi talk about all the time is like, what are we going to do when all of these dudes are due for contracts in like a year and a half? Like, how do we keep all of them, because they all are so good, right? So I want to talk about that. So 2022 season, he just gets drafted in the 7th round. He's getting ready to pack his bag, get on the PJ, and get to Kansas City, because coach and everybody want to see him and meet him. He got to sign his little contract. He got to get ready for training camp,
rookie mini camp,
some barbecue, all of that good stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
What was that trend? Like, I want to know from you, what was the 2022 season like for you, from like, all right, now you've been drafted, here's what's next, to, all right, training camps, OTAs. Okay, now we're in preseason.
I want to slip in here real quick, just because the Chiefs were a successful team even before he got drafted to them. What was being drafted to a team like the Chiefs like for you guys?
Amazing.
Where there's like potential of winning. You have Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid, Travis Kelce, Chris Jones. I mean, what's that like?
For him to get drafted and to start his career off with the best team in the league, I will take it, because the experience that he has expressed to me and shown, he was like, Mom, I know what it's like to be in a top tier, environment. Like I know what it's like. Like I don't know anything else. So and he's comfortable. When I can hear my son is comfortable and he's happy, that's when I know you're at home.
Yeah. And I will say, like, I think that's the one thing about the Chiefs organization. They've always been this way. Like, most of the players who now Chiefs fans are crazy. We're gonna be transparent and very honest. Me, crazy Chiefs fan. But I will say the one thing that we do, we love our players here to some just unbelievable.
Yes.
I lived in Dallas. I used to work for the Cowboys, and the way that we treat our players versus just the different things that I've seen around the NFL, it's just so different here in Kansas City. Like, these players are respected. They can just go down the street and nobody's gonna mess with them, harass them. Like, they want them to have like their family time and things like that. Like, they want them to feel like they can have a normal life here in Kansas City. So what was it like for you in the 2022 year? Like, going to the season starting, it's time for you to get out there and play week 1 at Arrowhead, which is an amazing atmosphere, which I can't wait for you to tell me how you felt about that too.
Yeah.
But what was that like, seeing him on the field and going through the season?
Seeing him on the field, like, first of all, I've never heard of stadium until I heard Arrowhead Stadium. Do you understand me?
42 too.
So to feel that vibration in your heart and feel like your heart's about to come out your chest.
Oh yeah.
Loudest stadium in the NFL. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Make sure you vote yes on question 1.
Yes, and to see my son on that field though just melted my heart, because I knew this is what he wanted and it was his time. And we was here. We were here, and I was at the game, and I'm just waiting. So I'm just looking around, because I've never been to an NFL game before. So that was my first time ever going. And then my son is playing.
That's so cool.
So
and in that environment, like, crazy.
And everybody around me was nice. You know what I mean? Every time I come to Kansas City, though, I get nothing but love. Everybody's always nice. I've never had any issues.
Yeah, amazing. we love our own. Like, we embrace everyone. Like, if you're, it's nothing like that.
That's awesome. What was his thoughts like? Sorry, Lexi. What was his thoughts like meeting and being with the team? Like, what were his thoughts about being with the 2022 draft class? Because they are so special. What does he say about like the players around him and especially his class?
They're his brothers. They have a bond. They have a.
Like I've
noticed they have a brotherly bond. Like, they're all close, and it's amazing because, like, when I go down there, they'll call each other, they'll chat on the phone. Text each other in group chats. Like, it's interesting, and especially for him coming from somewhere of coming into an organization, not knowing anything about it, for them to come in and just accept him, and everybody clicks.
Yeah,
that's amazing, because I would figure somebody would have a falling out, but I've never heard him. He's always said it's been nothing but love. Like, they all get along with each other. They all look out for each other. It's nothing but family.
I think, have you ever watched the franchise on YouTube, the Chiefs franchise stuff? I think like they just show, it just shows how close this team is and how much of a bond all these guys have. It's just really, really cool to see. And I think that's, like, we obviously love our team, but it makes us love them even more just because you're like, these guys genuinely do love each other and they play.
They do. And they do. They really do. And I don't think people really understand, like, they really, really genuinely care for each other. They really genuinely check on each other. You know what I mean? And that's what you need, especially in the NFL and in football, because you're away from your family pretty much a lot of your time because you're at practice. You know what I mean? You're in football, especially when the season starts.
Yeah, or away from your family. Y'all are in Virginia, right? So he's in Kansas City for 8 or 9 months out of the year, 10 months if it's February, right? So I mean,
I want to know, like, what his first impressions were of, like, Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce. Like, what were his first impressions of those guys? What did he come home and tell you?
He was like, "Mom, they're really cool." Because I would be like, I would think they would be not being, I'm trying to figure out how to say it. Not correct. You know what I mean? And he was like, "No, Mom, they're just like me and you."
I think that speaks very highly of who Andy Reid is as a person. Like, you can tell the culture that he has created.
Correct.
But I think it's before that too, right? Like, if we go back and look at Marty Schottenheimer and all those other coaches that we had, I feel like, I don't know if it's the Hunt family or what it is, but you can feel that type of culture in the and I don't want to say in the locker room because I ain't in the locker room, but you can see it in the way that they are on the franchise or the way that they are on the field or the way that they are
with each other. Like,
with each other. I mean, even today, Trent McDuffie said something to L'Jarius Sneed, and L'Jarius Sneed was like, I miss you, bro. Like, keep holding it down in Kansas City without me. And I'm like,
those guys, I know.
So sad.
That love, that's one thing. That's one thing Nazeeh said. That love for each other, that'll never go away, no matter what team they're on, no matter who they play for. They will always have that connection.
I also just feel like making it to Super Bowls and stuff, like, I just feel like you have that even stronger of a connection because you go through so much just to get to that huge stage, the biggest stage in the world, right? You go through so much together, and not every team gets to experience that. And I think they do that twice now. And you know what's so funny about the 2022 class is like those guys, they don't even know what it's like to not win a Super Bowl.
They don't know what losing is.
No.
I feel like we don't either as a podcast.
I know I don't know what losing is. I'm a winner all day. All we do is win.
All we do is win. Baby.
You heard us singing that before the podcast started.
Yes.
That's all we know. Yes.
Yeah.
Lexi, is it your question or my question? Because basically, it's the same thing. I'm going to just ask it. So, he made the Super Bowl his rookie year, which is
crazy,
wild,
amazing.
What was it like watching him go through the playoffs and then make it to the Super Bowl?
Knowing he made the Super Bowl,
going to Arizona, what was that like?
It was amazing. We stayed back and had a party. I had a party for the community in Winchester.
I love that.
And when he made that tackle, when he came across the field and made the tackle, and my husband fell on the floor and started doing he was doing like the angels on the floor.
The snow angel is so funny.
And I was running around inside. So that was probably the best feeling ever. Because my thing is, I was like, he's gonna go down in history with having a tackle in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, he is.
Absolutely, like Chiefs legend. Okay. It takes a lot to be a Chiefs legend. Like, he immediately is on the list for Chiefs legend. Like, in the last 2 years, there have been so many players who have done certain things during the Super Bowl. We're like, oh, legend. Yeah. Legend.
No, you're automatically. Yeah.
No,
sure. I think that's where people really started noticing Nazeeh too, is like kind of later on in that 2022 season.
Even though we noticed it at training camp, Lexi.
Of course we did. Yeah.
We did. We noticed it.
We pay really close attention. Not everyone does, but we pay really
we
close
actually pay attention. Yeah.
So and and I've always been a big fan of Nazeeh. I think just the role he played, and he was, a lot of people kind of put special teams to the side too, because I know he's been on special teams a lot, and that's kind of his bigger role.
Right.
But then he's had to step up in moments where other guys go down, and he's really shown a good job of doing that. So
thank you.
I think, and then I don't know if we want to get into kind of that 20.
Can I ask one question before we get there?
Yeah.
Because I do want to talk about that too. What is his well, I'm sure he has an amazing relationship with Spags, but what does he say about him, like as a coach, as a mentor, and how he's helped like improved his game? And I don't even know if you know that answer because it's a relationship that those two have together, but if you know, like, what has he said about like his relationship with Spags? Because he's one of the best defensive coordinators I've ever seen in my life.
He has nothing but the utmost respect, the highest respect, because he's learned a lot from Spags. Spags has taught him a whole lot. I know he mentioned to me, I think he had to learn like a couple of different playbooks for different positions coming in. So that was different for him. And, for him, he thought, Spags would probably get on him. And, Nazeeh is probably he's harder on himself than somebody is on him. And the fact that he can go and talk to Spags, because they have that type of relationship, and that's something that Nazeeh loves also. He can go to any of the coaches and talk to them. And that's one of the things he's always said to me. He's able to open up and talk to coach if need be. Like there's no, I can't talk to him. You know what I mean? Like it's an open forum. There's no, you can't talk to me type of thing. And that's one of the biggest things I know he wanted and that he loves about Spags and Andy.
Well, and I think that's great because you can see it on the field, right? Like, and
Yeah.
not even with just him, with everyone. And,
Everybody.
you know,
Yeah.
we hear so much, right? That they have the hardest training camp and they have the hardest practices. And if Spags is making you learn several different playbooks and several different positions, which we've heard that several times, right, Lexi? A lot of them have to know how to play different positions.
I was gonna say, so him going back probably between safety and cornerback.
Yep.
He's had to learn.
And I think safety, corner, and nickel, I think is.
And Nick, yeah.
Which, I mean, and that's great. And it's so good when you're able to, which is the reason why Spags draws up half of the things he does, because he knows that his guys can flex if they have to.
These
And
guys
if somebody goes down,
like Andy Reid and Steve Spagnuolo, Matt. They're
your
masterminds.
brain,
They know what they're doing. They definitely know how to put a team together. Everybody knows. They know.
But I will say this is the first year.
There's a reason the Chiefs keep winning.
Yes.
I will say this is the first year. This is the first year we haven't been super stressed out about the defense, because usually the defense doesn't turn it all the way up until about week 6 or 7 or 7 or 8. And this year they came out the gate high.
Really struggle before that 2022 class, okay?
Okay, we struggle. It would be like, all right, well, once we get to the bye week, we know we know it's just gonna take about 6 or 7 weeks. But after that, we good. We in there. And this was the first year we was like, oh shit, they saving us every game. So that's amazing. But yeah, we got to talk about 2023, right? So go ahead, Lexi.
So, as we know, your son was incredible in training camp in this last off season.
Absolutely.
Jodi was still living in Dallas at the time, but I did go to training camp and I witnessed him, and I think I was there on the day that he actually went down, because that was the day of the insane monsoon rainstorm.
They had to move inside.
And they had to move inside. And that was actually my birthday, July 29th.
Wow.
And so I was there that day, and so many of us were watching, like, Nazeeh Johnson is going to be a star this year. Like, that was the narrative all last off season, was like, he was going to be the next guy that was going to step up. And he was showing out and showing off in training camp.
Yes.
You can't ask for anything more than that. And he's playing against, which I love, that these guys, they get to go against Patrick Mahomes and they get to go against those guys in training camp. And that can only make you that much better, right?
Right.
So the number 1, number 2 defense this year.
To see him going down in training camp like he did was just an absolute heartbreaker. So I think we just want to know, like, obviously we hope he's doing well now. I think he is.
He is.
From what we've heard. But we just want to know, like, your thoughts on him sustaining an injury like that, what the recovery process has been like, and what you kind of expect for him this next year.
And you're a nurse, so you have a different thought
right. You
process.
probably even see it even differently than we do. But.
Than what I would know or what Lexi would know.
So, we're not medical experts.
Well, see,
like how my ministry.
I always, usually every day when he was in training camp, I'm always on Twitter to see how he did, because I'm always trying to, see what's going on. And I was actually camping with my family. And then, when you're camping, there's no cell phone service. So I had no idea what was even going on. My husband happened to go back down the mountain, and that's how he was able to find out. His agent called and let him know what happened. So my husband came back and didn't tell me until Sunday. So, because my husband was correct. He said it because he said, if I had told you when I came back up the mountain, we would have had to leave. And I said, you are correct.
Immediately.
Right.
You would have been like, pack all of this up. We leaving. Yeah.
Right. So what he did was, I was looking, I said, I want to go back down the mountain because I want to check Twitter to see how Nazeeh, did at camp today. Because I just had a feeling like I just had a feeling. Yeah. So my husband looks over at me, his little brother looks over at me, and my husband was like, he tore his ACL. And what I just did, I was like,
not everybody else knew and you didn't know.
Correct. So, the whole,
I'm like, wait.
If you could have seen the steam and the fire coming out of my eyes. So then my son looks at me, he was like, yeah, Mom. I said, okay, let's go. Time to go. So we left and I went down the hill and I found out what happened. He tore his ACL. So I made sure I went down there. The biggest thing for me, it wasn't was hurt that he had messed up his, knee and everything like that. I wanted to make sure he was good mentally.
Yeah. I
because,
know.
Because of where he was and at the time of this happened, that would mess anybody up mentally.
Oh, yeah.
So that's why me and Dad made sure we went down there and took care of him, made sure he was good.
Absolutely.
Surgery went well, no problems. He's now back. I think he's running, he's lifting. He should be back out there by May.
Okay, good. That's great.
By May. He'll definitely be back by, I'm hoping by OTA.
Training camp.
Training camp.
Yeah.
For sure. Okay. Definitely by training camp.
That's amazing.
Well, and I will say, like, that is why I give, like, the Chiefs training staff, like, so much props. And maybe it has a lot to do with Andy Reid and Coach Spags, too, because if they don't think you're ready, they're going to make you wait. And they are not going to push the envelope on you because they understand the value that you bring to this team. So if they're like, you need another 2 or 3 weeks, have you for the whole season, they're going to make you sit out and wait another 2 or 3 weeks. And I know a lot of us Chiefs fans get upset about that because it's like, we know he's ready or we know they're good.
We want them to play.
We want them to play. We know what they can do. But for them to be able to be the brain for the player, because the player's going to want to go out there immediately and play like, I'm on this team. I know I can make an impact. I know what I can do. But for them to be able to be that for them, because there's a lot of teams in this organization that don't do that. And they will put the player out there and put them in worse conditions than what they are. So I'm really glad to hear that his recovery is going great. And even if we don't see him till training camp, like, I don't got to see you in OTAs.
Listen, I'm not, like I told him, you take your time. It's one day at a time. We're not rushing. We want you back when you're 100% better.
Because you got to play till February on this team.
Yes. Yeah, we play all the way to the end of the season. We don't finish early. So
that's a whole lot of weeks of football. So.
We need you for the long haul for sure.
Yes, for the long run. So
absolutely. I want to know how he's thinking. I know like L'Jarius Sneed just left our team, which is a big loss for us, but I know that gives some guys like Nazeeh chance to step up and kind of take advantage of that next opportunity. Is he kind of thinking of like taking a big step next season? Is that I'm sure that's his biggest goal, but
yes, his biggest goal is to get back to right where he left off.
Yeah.
Which was like taking snaps with the first team and things like that. He's trying to go right back. His goal is to go right back to where he left, never and not miss a beat. Like I tell people when they read my Twitters and when I do different things, and I always say the ride is being reactivated, and I truly do mean that because they have no idea the beast that is about to come out of Nazeeh.
I like chills. Okay, I can't wait.
I know because I know my son and I know his heart and I know his determination. They have no idea. I just hope they're ready. Chiefs, we got it. We ready over here.
Because if the thing is if you haven't noticed,
yes,
they are preparing for the three-peat like I've never seen. Like I don't think, like me and Lexi talk about this all the time, right? I think I'm more confident in a Super Bowl this year than I was last year. And it's March, April, wherever, right? I'm more confident in us getting back to the Super Bowl this year than we were last year. And the difference is last year you've seen a lot of the teams in the AFC making a whole bunch of different moves to try to beat the Chiefs because that's what they do, right? And this year you see that none of it paid off for any of them. And now they're losing players. They're in debt. And they're trying to figure out what they can do to be back at the top. They're not.
Saying Russell Wilson, who's not even playing for them. Like we have.
I mean, you gave Brett Veach $19 million, and I guarantee you he's going to figure out a way to go get 7 players off of $19 million. So, I mean, if you just kind of think about it, it's like I am more confident right now.
Yeah.
Especially with everybody coming back healthy.
And what I want to say while we have you on here is just how much of our defense we've re-signed, which I think is really cool. I don't know if you've paid attention to that as much, but
a lot of them. I'm excited.
Almost 12. Almost everyone.
Yeah, 10 out of 12.
Bay and Sneed, which I adore both of them.
And Mike Edwards.
And Mike Edwards. He's damn Bills, but
right. Go to the NFC. You can't stay in the AFC. Come on.
Go elsewhere. I don't want you in our conference. But regardless of that, but no, I think And I want to know, just from like a player's perspective, from a mom's point of view, what do you think about them going for that three-peat? Because that's never been done. And how are they feeling about it? How are you feeling about that? Like, that's crazy to make this.
Listen, after they won this one, I said, okay, let's go for number 3. And I said,
we wasn't supposed to win this one. We weren't supposed to get this one.
Yeah,
no, but I had faith. It worked out. It worked out. Woo. But that's let's go. Let's go
as well as we do. Like, we had struggles on offense. Like, it was a struggle. I mean, for the Chiefs standards on offense, right?
Right.
It was a struggle.
So from what we're used to, From what we're used to, because normally they right on. But it happens like that. It happens. It's all good. But this year we're gonna have offense and defense. Yeah. I hope they're ready.
Yeah.
So what are your thoughts going into this season? What do you see this year differently from last year, besides the fact that your son is going to be back, which is a big help to the defense?
I think they're more focused, because I feel like everybody that went and, since they won it last year, they want to win it again, because everybody's trying to say they can't. So they're trying to prove everybody wrong. And we pretty much, like you said, we got pretty much everybody back. So everybody has the same hungry appetite. Yeah, I say go for that three-peat, baby. That's what I say. The three-peat is coming. I just
want to make sure you're in every game this year. I expect to see you at our tailgate.
Listen, this is what my son told me. I had to be at every home game. So, Lord Jesus, with my job, I will be at every home game.
What's your PTO today?
Listen, I'm going to be at every home game.
Where Brian at? Brian. Make sure she put her PTO in today. What?
Listen. One thing about it,
as soon as we get
PTO or not, every home game you will see Kisha at the game.
Make sure you call me so you can be at all of my tailgates. We do a big tailgate every game.
Y'all. I'm there.
We need to get her some Kin Seltzer.
We'll get her some Kin.
I don't know what she drinks. I'm there.
Well, we do a huge tailgate every home game. So you are taken care of. You just need to call me or Lexi and let me know.
All right.
So,
all right.
Yes.
Yeah, I just feel like I feel like for a two-peat, that's been done before, right? But it's been so long since any team has done that.
Right.
Yeah.
So I feel like doing that, it's like, okay, shoot. Like, yeah, we got that done, but like, now we have a chance to make history, like real history.
With a three-peat
done before. I feel like that team has to be more motivated than even last year.
Correct. That's why I say they're going to be all steam ahead. I don't think people are ready. They're ready.
I don't think they are either. And I'm like, I think
I am.
I'm excited.
We're so excited. Like I
hate it.
Wait.
I hate that. I'm so excited.
Yes.
I'm so excited.
So I know we've asked you about I'm throwing in a question. I know we've asked you kind of about the defense like all night. What are your thoughts about this offense? And you grew up loving football. Look at him. Brian said 1 second, he gonna figure it out. You grew up watching football. You love football. You from the DMV area. You know about football. You play football, okay? Yeah. What are your thoughts about the Chiefs offense going into this next season? Like, because we know what our defense is gonna do. That I fully expect them to go right back into top 5 defense, if not top 3 defense this season, right? And that's all gonna be dependent on, right? That's all gonna be dependent on just how everything goes. But we know this defense is gonna be elite, especially with Chris Jones coming back. So, what are your thoughts about the offense?
Already in the facility right now.
Good. Yes. Go work out, Chris.
Yes. Yes.
But what are your thoughts about the offense? How do you feel about it? And I also want to know, like, what is it like living in Virginia and being a diehard Chiefs fan? Like, this is crazy.
So let's speak. I'm gonna speak of the offense first. I think we're gonna be okay. I think we had a couple of injuries. The thing is, we had some injuries, so our injuries kind of messed us up offensively. You know what I mean? So I think this year everybody coming back healthy, and then we may add a couple more pieces, maybe like some wide receivers or something. Maybe.
I mean, Hollywood Brown 3% drop rate.
Yeah, very excited about him.
That's enough for me.
Yes. And we got him in there now too with Patrick, and then everybody else with Checo and Travis. And, we in there. We in there.
That's enough for me. So I'm excited. I feel like with Patrick and Travis and Coach, they're like, no, we're gonna get this 3. Like, this is the time.
They're so like the off-season moves that Beach has made just shows me like they're going for the 3. Like that's what they're doing.
I agree. I totally agree.
So what's it like being a diehard Chiefs fan in Virginia?
It's good for me. I mean, every Friday I'm in something red, something Chiefs. You know, it don't bother me. I'm in Winchester with Chiefs, Chiefs gear on. But I will say a lot of people in Winchester do support Nazeeh, and a lot of people do wear Chiefs gear out here. So it's not just me.
I love that.
You have a little community around you.
Yes,
I love that. I love that.
I ref. I wear it all the time, and no matter my shoes, my earrings.
Same,
right? I got on my villain tee today.
I know that.
I got on my villain tee today for
it
that.
Be Chiefs all the time. That's just people don't understand it. That's just what it is.
Yeah.
Yes, big time. So, I mean, Miss Kisha, I'm super grateful that you came and hung out with us today.
Thank you.
This is amazing. We kicked off season 3 with you, which is great. So we are very happy that you kicked off season 3 with us. And I know that there's a lot of things. You said you want to like tell us something spectacular that the 664 people that are listening need to know. So, hey, I want to know that. And then you need to plug everybody to where they can find you, follow you, support you, love on you on all your social media platforms too.
Sure. Before we go, I wanted to tell you my son is getting ready to start a foundation called 13's Promises. And what that is he's giving back to the community. He wants to give back to the community with kids, low-income families that may have had impact of incarceration. They may not be able to play sports, or they may not want to play sports. He wants to give back that way. And actually, we're launching it June 5th, and he's having his first football camp June 8th in Virginia.
Amazing.
Oh, that's so cool.
So we're working on that. So we're getting that started.
If you don't mind DMing us the link to that, I'd love to post that all.
Sure. All the information. We'll post it. Kingdom Queens, everything.
Sure. Not a problem.
That is incredible. And I love that he is giving back to his community, the people who've been supporting him his whole entire life. He wants to be able to give back to them. I mean, it's giving champion spirit. So I love that. And that
it's going to be in Kansas City and Virginia. We're doing it in both places.
I love that. I can't wait to see what he does. So please keep us informed on all
that.
Yes.
And when there's events in Kansas City, like, tell us.
We'll be there.
Come. We can come support. We can do whatever it is we need to from our side to make sure that he is feeling well supported. We got a great group of friends who also are big in the Chiefs community who can also help out whenever. Okay. Someone is saying hi, Mom, to you.
Hey, baby girl. That's my future daughter-in-law. That's my future daughter-in-law.
I'm like, somebody is saying hi. Yes, that's future daughter-in-law. We got to get her on the podcast too.
Yes.
She is the T, Gabrielle.
Yes, that is my boo right there.
Tell Gabrielle we need the tea. So let us know if she wants to hop on the
Gabrielle,
podcast.
If you want to come on, please do. Or
let us know what we want to get on. Yes. So now we need you to tell everybody where they can follow you on all the platforms.
Sure. Facebook, I'm under Kisha Johnson Brown, which is Kisha Johnson Brown. On IG, I'm Baby Girl Brown. And my pictures are actually on there, so you'll see them. On Snap, I'm KCNF. Sorry, KCNFL Mom number 13 on Snap. I'm sorry, I had to write that down because I got a lot of things going on.
Yeah, you got a lot.
I deleted my Snapchat.
Twitter is K Brown 3181.
Love it.
Perfect. So y'all follow her. She is awesome. Her energy is awesome. She is with us. She is a Chiefs fan through and through with us now, with Nazeeh, supporting Nazeeh. And you're one of my favorite follows on there. Every time I see
you.
Thank you.
It's something hilarious.
Follow our girl. Thank you so much for coming on with us. We really
thank you. I appreciate it.
Please tell Nazeeh we as a community, not just me and Lexi, we are thrilled and we cannot wait to see him get back on that field.
No, genuinely, like,
him,
in
as
all
a
of our,
nurse mama, do not rush himself back because we need him
Right.
for 21 weeks of football. We
Yes,
play
ma'am.
more than 18 weeks of football around here.
all of our
We
group
need him for
chat,
longer than that.
everyone is like, do not forget about Nazeeh Johnson. Like, he's coming back. He's gonna make a comeback. Like, we're excited. So we
I
can't wait.
cannot wait. We are thrilled,
Thank
and I
you.
cannot wait to see him back on the field. So
Thank you so
shout
much.
out to you. We're grateful for you, and thank you for hanging out with us.
Yes, of course. We will do it again soon. I appreciate y'all. I really do.
We gonna bring you back when it's
Gabrielle,
when
if
you
you want to come
stress.
on with us.
Look, Gabby said, let's do it.
We don't know her Twitter, but let us know it, and we'll DM her as soon as we get off the show.
Get us her info. We'll get her on here.
We'll message her as soon as we're done. But no, we appreciate
we have a long off season.
Thank you.
We got a long off season, and we do got stuff to talk about though, Lexi.
We do.
Nazeeh said it's go time. I know that's right.
Y'all are gonna make me like run through a wall here.
I don't mean to yell in the mic.
That's my baby, because I had to let him know I was going to be on here. He told me, he was like, I see you, Mom. Go ahead. Go crazy.
Right, absolutely. Well,
how are we expected to wait till September? It's April and I'm ready.
Yo, I upgraded my season tickets this year because I don't want to sit in the elements, because me and Lexi sat out in that Miami game. So that's how you know how diehard of Chiefs fans.
Oh yeah, we were negative 30-degree frozen. Yeah, it was great.
This year I'm like, I can't sit in the elements.
Weather's no joke. I need a snowsuit onesie. I realized that.
I can help you get that. Yeah.
Were you at that game?
Which game was it?
The Miami game where it was negative 32 degrees.
No, I was home. I can't do that. I was at the AFC Championship game. That was cold enough for me. I almost died. I realized that was.
Oh no, we weren't. But
yeah.
Oh my God! Can you tell me about that? I know you leaving, but you went to the championship game in Baltimore. Can you tell me about that real quick?
Oh no, not in Baltimore. I didn't go to that one. I went to the one in 22.
Oh, okay. I was like, oh my God, tell me about that. How was that?
And actually, it wasn't. And actually, it wasn't even cold out our way. And see, the thing is, I would have went, but I wasn't trying to take that. I'd rather stay home.
I was willing to.
I don't do Baltimore. I don't do Baltimore like that.
I
love it. I had to work.
That's all right. Yeah, it's okay, because Brian gonna put your PTO in for this year, so we fine. We're not worried about it.
No,
we're not worried about it. Because me and Lexi gonna text you, and you gonna be like, "Well," and then we just gonna immediately call Brian, like, "So what happened?" Because we gave you a job in.
Oh no, I'm coming. No, don't trust me, y'all. I will be there every home game, and Gabby knows it, because Gabby was like, "Mom, every home game, I'm there."
You gotta be there. You gotta be there.
You gotta come there. Yeah, no, I can't wait. Thank you for hanging out with us.
You're welcome.
Yes, thank you so much.
Super grateful for just all of the things that you do as an amazing mother. And I don't know if you hear that enough, but you're an amazing mother. So thank you for all of your hard work and your efforts.
All the sacrifices you've made. And
it's incredible. It's incredible.
Cannot wait to see Nazeeh ball out this next season. Let's go.
Yes, the ride is being reactivated, y'all. Stay tuned.
Yay. Well, we love you. We'll see you very soon.
Love you guys. Thank you.
Love you.
Bye.
Bye. All right.
That was amazing.
I love her so much.
That was amazing. And Gabrielle, do not forget, we are going to DM you.
Yeah, we're gonna get you on here.
We're gonna get you on here too. So yeah, I mean, I know we are at an hour limit, Lexi, but I mean, we did have some stuff we wanted to talk about.
Very brief.
Talk about it.
Yeah, sure.
Or do we wait till next Tuesday? What you want to do?
I guess we can wait.
You want to wait?
Like,
well, let's talk about. Okay, we can wait. We can wait, but let's at least talk about CEH and Carson Wentz.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Okay, let's just talk about them too, and everything else. Y'all just got to come back for Tuesday.
Yeah,
because we got a lot to say.
Okay,
so Carson Wentz. Let's start there.
So I just want to say, hilarious that Brett Veach signs him on April Fools at like midnight.
And my very first question was, "Is this real?"
All of us. I was like, wait.
And then I was like, well, the account is real, but is it real?
Is it actually?
I didn't, as a tourist, I don't trust anything. So I was like, I don't know. And then the group chat started putting it in there, and I was like, oh, okay, this looks real. I like this.
Yeah, no. Then enough legitimate people started reporting it, and then the NFL posted it, and I was like, okay, it's real.
So what are your thoughts? 1-year deal, Carson Wentz coming to the Chiefs remember, used to play under Doug Pearson for 5 seasons with the Eagles. Comes from the Andy Reid tree, right?
Yep.
So already has an idea of what this is going to look like for him going into this season.
Yeah. I think I'm not surprised by it at all. I think a lot of people were like, "Oh my God, what?" I'm like, no. This makes total sense. Like, this is exactly the quarterback too that Andy Reid and Brett Veach have been wanting. I think they wanted him last season, but he wasn't quite ready to just like settle as a backup quarterback.
Yeah.
I think if you're going to settle as a backup quarterback, why not do it for the best one in the league, right?
But do you think it was that, or do you think it was money? Because he still played as a backup last year.
I think it was probably, well, yeah, you're right. No, and I think he was actually holding out for like a contract because he didn't even sign to the Rams until later on in the season as a backup, and he was just a free agent. And I think he was maybe hoping
he was gonna get.
I think he was hoping, or like maybe someone would go down injured and he'd get to fill in, something like that.
I mean, but if you look at some of the quarterbacks from last year, he probably should have been a starter, right?
He could have.
I mean, I could name 3 quarterbacks right now that he should have started over.
Yeah, Blaine Gabbert, to answer this question, is no longer on the team. Blaine Gabbert had a 1-year deal.
Deal. Yep.
And listen, all the love in the world for Blaine, 2-time Super Bowl champion. Thank you. But
thank you for your services.
Carson Wentz, I'm sorry, but he is an upgrade. He is
1000% an upgrade. Like when I read it, I was actually
draft pick.
Over the moon ecstatic because I know, which it's not going to happen, but if we had a situation where Carson Wentz had to come in, kind of like that AFC divisional game and come in for a drive and drive us for 90 yards, he absolutely could come in and do that. So I agree with you. I love the Carson Wentz signing, even if it's 1 year. Who knows what's happening? Come get your ring. I know they haven't put the details out yet on the dollar amount.
I haven't seen any.
Which I'm still waiting on that too. So I don't know what's going on there with all these delays.
We don't know the details on that.
Yeah, but 1 year deal. I'm sure it's not more than like what, $6 million?
No, definitely not.
It's no more than 6 or 7 million, which I'm fine with that.
And that's fine. And
come get a ring.
He's going to be such a solid backup quarterback for us. I'm really excited to see him in that room with Mahomes. I'm excited. Yeah, I think it's going to be a cool fit for us. I think he's perfect for Andy Reid. I do not see an issue with it. So I think great signing.
Love it.
And we needed a quarterback too. We don't have anyone. So like we said, Blaine Gabbert's gone. So needed that.
Sorry, I'm trying to see how the vote is going.
I was just thinking about that.
And my phone won't update.
Anything while we're on here? I don't think so. We did have
as of right now, it's no. So let's just say that.
Oh,
not good. It's no as of right now. But they're still counting. They're still counting.
Great.
But it's no by like 12%. By the way, it's like 56%.
The Royals beat the Orioles today, so that's exciting.
Bless. They should have won yesterday too. Anyway, CEH. So surprise signing.
The day started with J.K. Dobbins visiting.
It did. Did you see what? Oh my God, Mizzou. What did he? I can't think of his name right now.
Oh, Daniels.
Yes. I can't think. Did you see what he said about them bringing in J.K. Dobbins, putting up his leverage to get CEH to sign because that's what the Eagles did to him?
Yeah.
I'm like, I mean, even if they did, whatever. So CEH brought him back for a 1 year deal. Last year, CEH was the perfect complement to Isaiah Pacheco, and I don't care what anybody says. I think those two together were very dynamic all through the season. And when you don't want to wear all your muscle out on Pacheco, and you can put CEH in to come in and make that different impact. Now, do we still need a third running back? Do you think McKinnon's coming back? I do not.
No.
Right? So we still need.
He's probably going to retire if I had to guess.
Yeah. I mean, like, we don't necessarily know like what happened after that surgery and how it went and if he's truly healthy, because he had pretty much almost the same surgery that Mecole Hardman had too, but who knows if he recovered the same way. In a sense, I know he went to the same medical facility and had it at the exact same place that Mecole Hardman had his surgery. So we don't really know what the update is on Jerick McKinnon, but I mean, thoughts on CEH?
I'm excited about it. Listen,
I love
I was honestly like thinking this morning, which is so crazy, but I was like, he's going to sign today, whether it's with us or another team. I was like,
CH?
today. Yes. I had that thought this morning. I was like, whether it's with us or someone else, he's going to sign. Sure enough, it's with us. I had that like instinct, that like, I don't know, I just had that feeling.
Intuition.
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 Intuition, right?
No,
But
I love it. I think it's great. I still don't think necessarily that J.K. Diamonds is off the table. I know that they're saying that. I know that he says that he could have used the Chiefs use him as leverage to sign CEH, but being realistic, I don't think it took much to say, "Hey, CEH, do you want to come back and play for another year?" and him say yes, based off of who knows if he's talked to any other teams in this offseason. Probably not. B, why would you not want to get a three-peat?
That's what we were getting at earlier, is like, you had the chance to three-peat with your team you've been with your brothers. Like, why would you not want to do that?
You already know the system. You know how coach is going to use you.
Yeah, like, it makes so much sense. Like, why not?
And I love that everybody's kind of in on this one more year.
Yeah.
And then if they disperse,
we're going to lose everyone.
We're going to lose everybody after that. So Chiefs fans, y'all better enjoy this year that's coming up. Because if we really get another Super Bowl, we're losing a lot of players. A lot of dudes are going to go get paid.
Yeah.
Right. They're going to all go get paid. They all understand, right? I mean, the way that we got, and I know we're not talking about Hollywood Brown, but the way that we got him on this cheap deal, Hollywood Brown could have went anywhere and got paid right now. He could have went literally anywhere and got a bag, and we signed him for a 1-year deal under $10 million. No, everybody is all in on.
And I just love, I love our players out there recruiting other players. See red, think diamonds. Like, it's so
me too. Like,
amazing.
I feel like we need to put it on a shirt. We need to name our podcast episode that next week. See red, wear diamonds. Yeah, I love it. So, okay, well, I'm glad that we both are excited about CEH and Carson Wentz. I love Carson Wentz and his little family. I think they are so freaking cute too. They are the most adorable little family.
Like, they're just gonna fit in so well here. I mean,
yeah, it's gonna be perfect.
We'll be great.
Get to Texas now.
CEH is already here. I mean, I have no issues with either signing. So I think
everybody get to Texas now. Start getting ready.
Yeah, please. Well, and
everybody.
Don't be done. That's all I have to say.
Yeah, not even gonna talk about it. So
just don't be done. That's all
we'll definitely tap into that next week, though.
I hope we'll have some more details on the Rashee Rice situation, but
maybe we definitely.
But until then, we're just not gonna.
And we're almost to the draft finally. So there's going to be lots of things to talk about here very, very, very soon. But again, we're back. It's season 3.
Let's go.
First podcast episode, not live episode, in season 3. I'm very happy to be here with you, Lexi. This is going to be a lit season. Let's just say that. But let's get into the sponsor.
All right.
We don't have any cans.
I do. No, I do.
Yo, okay, y'all. This strawberry lemonade, it is delicious. And there are several people who came to our live show. Shout out to y'all. Thank y'all for coming and hanging out with us.
Yes.
That strawberry lemonade is delicious. I don't know what Joshua, the owner, creator, founder, did differently, but it is so good. We used to mix the other one, right? You don't have to mix this one.
You don't even have to. It's so
Put it on ice. And they made a margarita out of it at the live show. Oh my God. It was so freaking
so good.
I'm like,
it kind of reminds me, like, the aftertaste kind of reminds me of like Fruit Loops.
Fruit Loops.
Which, like, in a good way. Like, it tastes like really good.
It's really good. Like, I taste strawberry, like
delicious.
Real fruit flavor. It's so good. You can go down to Border Brewery and get it. That's in the Crossroads. You can go get it. Right now, they're actually doing like a mixed combo pack, which I think is very cool.
Yeah, you can get that and the pineapple peach one.
Yeah, you can get 3 and 3. And I think they're only selling 6 cans for $15, which is really good because if you go somewhere else and buy seltzer, it's way more than that. So
high news is more than that. So
right. I mean, a quirk is more than that. We're not gonna get into that, but no.
yeah.
Shout out to the sponsor. I need cans. I'm out, Josh. But the strawberry lemonade is delicious, and just from what I'm hearing, it's flying off the shelves. They can barely keep it in stock because it's so freaking good. So
So good.
definitely need to go down there and re-up very, very soon.
Yes.
Lexi, when are we gonna go do that?
Soon.
Right. So
yeah, of course. So yeah, check out Ken Seltzer.
So we're back. Tuesdays at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. We're so glad to be back. Like I said earlier, me and Lexi definitely miss being behind the mic, being on here and interacting with you guys. You guys are the best, and we genuinely appreciate y'all. Every Tuesday, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. If you're not looking at the bottom thing scrolling during the whole entire episode, I'm going to read what it says. It says, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube. So a lot of y'all on Twitter, we need y'all to go to YouTube and subscribe. We love y'all, and we are grateful for y'all. And we are over 1,000. Am I lying? No, we're over 1,000 followers on YouTube, and it's amazing.
Yeah, no, we're like,
wait, we've been over. I don't know why.
I just been over for a little while. Now we're just gonna keep going.
Yeah, I glitched really badly. Sorry. Please make sure you go on YouTube. Subscribe, like, follow us on Twitter. You can follow us at The Kingdom Queens. You can follow us at Lexi Osborne and It's Jodi Newsome. Make sure you're also on our Instagram page, because our Instagram page is also very much lit. Like, thank you, Stephanie. We appreciate you. Thank you. Hey, y'all. Hey,
everyone. Thanks, y'all.
Sorry, I'm not looking at any of the comments, but shout out to all of y'all.
762 people in here with us right now. So thank you.
Appreciate y'all. We're super grateful for y'all. We are so happy to be back. We are going to start being active on Twitter again because we have been slacking, but we are back. We are back in full
break. You know, we needed
we deserve a break, and we might take a break in the summer. Okay.
like when it's like dead season, we might.
Yeah,
but you know, we'll see.
We'll see right before mini camp, OTAs, we might take a little break.
We got Kisha back. Kisha, we love you.
We love you. So yes, well, thank y'all.
Contact us in the off season with us just for fun.
Oh, we absolutely are. Like, no hesitation. You're coming back.
It's a good time. So
you're coming back. But yeah,
with your Kingdom's Queens, we got a lot of good content coming up. So.
Whole lot of content, and we didn't even get to talk about anything that we wanted to talk about tonight. So make sure you come back next Tuesday.
Well, that's not true.
We talked about like a fourth of it.
I mean, yeah. Well, there's just a lot of off-season stuff that the Chiefs talk about.
Yeah, so we need to tap into for sure.
We will. Sure. We'll get there, but we have plenty of time. So
love y'all. Bye. I'm hungry.
Love ya. Bye.
Bye.